Today we're going to be replacing our rear tie-down point in our 5th Gen 4Runner with this 1/2-inch steel recovery point. We're also going to be rerouting the exhaust, so instead of coming out the back, it's coming out the side, and that's going to free up room to install one of these on our passenger side too. So stick around. So I'm heading out to the Rocky Mountain Toyota Roundup in a couple weeks in Ouray, Colorado, and there was one last project I wanted to complete before I went, which was adding a passenger side rear recovery point. And I think I found a great solution. I don't have a steel bumper. I need my hitch for my tire carrier, so that only allows me recovery points under the vehicle. And I think that this is going to be a great affordable solution. So this is what we're going to be replacing today. This is what some think of as a rear recovery point. Others say it's just a tie-down point. I have recovered from it once before just fine, but I did want to go ahead and add one to the passenger side as well. And to buy one of those factory is $100, and that doesn't even include the grade 8 bolts. So I found a great product from Overland Custom Designs. And these are 1/2-inch hard-rolled steel. And they even come with the bolts. So I can get 2 of these for $100 versus just one from Toyota. Now in order to do this, I had to make some modifications to my exhaust. As you can see, cut the exhaust off and rerouted it out the side. This actually allowed me to gain access to these 2 pre-tap holes in the frame that I'll be using to add the passenger side recovery points too. There's not a whole lot of specs on the website for Overland Custom Designs for these, so it doesn't really say how strong of a load they can handle, but anything is better than what we have currently. So I'm going to give these a little bit of protection on the vehicle. I'm going to be priming them and painting them with some truck bed liner paint. I put that on kind of everything metal that I have on my truck. So I'm just rubbing them down right now with some isopropyl alcohol wipes to get the grease off and get them prepared for the primer. Something nice about these, if you are a soft shackle fan, they have beveled the holes on them so that they are soft shackle friendly. I'm going to be using some Rust-Oleum automotive primer and just putting on a few coats. Alright, the primer's good and dry. We're going to go ahead and add on some Rust-Oleum truck bed coating. This stuff has worked really well for me. All right, as you just saw, we just removed the factory tie-down point or rear recovery point on the driver's side. And now we're going to go ahead and replace that with these 1/2-inch rolled steel recovery points on both the driver's and passenger side. These get anchored into place with these grade 8 bolts, so high tensile strength, nice and durable. Recovery points have been installed. This is probably the easiest modification I've made to this 4Runner. You can see the other one over there. I think the thing that took the longest was just waiting for the paint to dry. So now we're going to work on the exhaust a little bit more. We added the functional benefit of rear anchor points, but now I want to add something that looks a little bit nicer. The muffler shop did not account for adding a tip back on, so we are going to do a little bit of chopping. This is just a little bit too long to accommodate the tip. And in doing so, we have to trim a little bit of this plastic off up here as well, because when you start the car, it rattles a little bit, and that'll rattle against this and make a little bit of noise just as you're starting the car. Project complete. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we went ahead and added this black tip back on, and that just helps create a nice finished look to the rear end of the vehicle. Here is recovery point number 1. This is on the passenger side now. Moving around to the recovery point number 2 on the driver's side. And we are ready to head to the Rocky Mountain Toyota Roundup in a couple weeks. That's just one of the trips we have planned. We're actually going to turn that into a 2-week trip, starting at the Toyota Roundup in Ouray. And then after that's over, we're going to hit the Colorado BDR, starting in the southern section and then moving north to Wyoming before heading home. So if you like what you're seeing here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to be notified when I release future videos, go ahead and ring that bell. See you next time.